Welcome to What the Tech, the show that cuts through the corporate BS with the real analysis you're not going to get anywhere else. All right, let's dive right in.
So apparently the Great War is over. You know the one, the battle over return to office, that massive tug of war between your comfy couch and your corporate cubicle. The word on the street is we've reached a truce.
But hang on, if that's really true, let me ask you something. Why does work still feel like an absolute grind? Why is everyone you know, probably including you, more burnt out than ever when we've supposedly found the perfect compromise? Well, it's because the fight hasn't ended. It's just moved. The new Battleground isn't about geography anymore. It's not about your zip code. According to all the latest reports, it's about your clock. See, most companies, we're talking about 2/3 of them globally, have settled on some form of structured hybrid work. You know the deal. Come in Tuesday through Thursday, or whatever the magic combination is. The where seems decided. But in solving one problem, they've created a brand new one. So let's take a look at the official story, the narrative that corporations are spinning to explain this new tension, this growing disconnect between what they're demanding and what their employees are desperate for. A massive global report from JLL uncovered something that should honestly terrify any old-school manager. For the first time ever, work-life balance has officially overtaken salary as the #1 thing employees care about. Let that sink in. This isn't just a slight preference, it's a seismic shift in what people value. People aren't just asking for a shorter commute anymore. They are demanding agency. They want autonomy over their own schedule. They want the power to manage their time, not just the building they happen to be sitting in. And this has led to what the report calls the flexibility gap. You've got 57% of people saying that flexible hours would fundamentally improve their lives, but less than half of them actually have that flexibility. That isn't just a small gap, that's a chasm. And the report warns that this gap is putting the whole psychological contract at risk. Now, that's the unwritten deal, right? The core promise. You work hard, you're loyal, and in return, the company gives you stability and a path forward. Well, according to them, that deal is about to snap. And to put a cherry on top of this whole narrative, you've got management gurus like Susie Welch framing burnout as this deep philosophical crisis. The story is that younger generations have just lost hope because they saw the old promise, work hard, get rewarded, turn out to be a lie. It sounds really profound, doesn't it? It's also a very, very convenient story, one that lets management completely off the hook for the mess they've created. Okay, so you've heard the sanitized, corporate-approved version of events. Now it's time for the real story, the What the Tech take. And if this is the kind of no-holds-barred analysis you came here for, do us a favor. Hit that subscribe button, and then head down to the comments and tell us your own return-to-office horror story. We want to hear it. Because let's be brutally honest here, this fight isn't about your schedule. It's not about what time you log on or log off. This fight is about one thing and one thing only. It's about control. So JLL calls it a flexibility gap. That's nice, it's polite, it's corporate speak, but what is it really? It's a trust gap. It's management basically saying, okay, fine, we'll compromise on where you sit, but we still own every second of your day because, frankly, we don't trust you to do your job if we can't see you doing it. And that right there perfectly explains why things like coffee badging are suddenly a thing. You know, where you show up to the office, swipe your badge, grab a coffee to make sure your presence is registered, and then you immediately leave to go work from somewhere you can actually focus. That's not some clever employee hack. It's the completely logical, totally predictable result of managers who reward butts in seats over actual results. And this whole burnout crisis? Oh, it's not some existential mystery we need philosophers to solve. It's an operational failure, plain and simple. It's what happens when you pile on too many priorities, give people zero control, hold them to impossibly high standards, offer no safety to fail, and then chant the corporate mantra of do more with less. Burnout isn't a feeling. It is a flaw in the design of the system itself.
So let's stop with the polite language. Let's put modern management on trial. It's time for some unvarnished truths that most people are too scared to say out loud.
Verdict number 1. If your entire system of trust is built around a keycard scanner by the front door, you are not leading a team of talented adults. You are running a daycare, and you have already failed at the most fundamental part of your job.
Verdict number 2. If you're trying to solve burnout with meditation apps and wellness days, but you refuse to actually reduce the crushing workload, that is not a strategy. That's a PR campaign. And trust me, your employees see right through it.
And verdict number 3.
If you, as a leader, have the absolute audacity to talk about a broken psychological contract after years of mass layoffs, rescinded job offers, and prioritizing shareholders above all else, you are actively gaslighting your workforce. That contract wasn't broken by them, it was shredded by you.
And this is exactly why the whole narrative about Gen Z being cynical or entitled is just so fundamentally wrong. They're not cynical. They're observant. They grew up watching their parents give their entire lives to a company only to be shown the door. They saw that whole work hard and you'll be rewarded story completely fall apart in real time. Their attitude isn't a character flaw. It's a perfectly rational response to the world they see. So here's the bottom line, the most important takeaway from all of this. This was never really about the office versus working from home. It has always, always been about a fundamental conflict between management's deep-seated need for control and an employee's basic human need for trust and autonomy. So forget about flexible hours and hybrid schedules for just a second. What we are all witnessing right now is a massive, high-stakes renegotiation of power in the modern workplace. Companies aren't just asking for your time. They are trying to claw back their control. And the real question that leaves all of us with is this: how much more are you willing to give them?